Hi guys, it's Arthurs again from Final Fantasy Chocobo server. It's been a while since I made the last video, so I'm gonna take this chance to make one that I really want to talk about, and it's kind of a common topic these days among raiders or the end gamers or the speedrunners, FFLogs. So I wanted to talk this a while back, but I didn't have time, so I'm gonna take this time since we are technically waiting for 3.5 right now, which is gonna happen within the next 24 hours. So let's talk about FFLogs. Some of the topics I really want to cover is what FFLogs is, and what it was used for, and what FFLogs has become. Alright. Again though, this is just purely my thoughts. You can treat it as a chill, funny video, but don't get upset and like flip me to the ground. Thanks, man. And also I realized that the voice recording for this current mic is really bad, as you can hear some noises here and there. I apologize for that, guys, I'm really sorry. Okay, so what is FFLogs? FFLogs is a website or a system where you can track individual progress or team progress. Like you can see here, FFLogs is the page, and you can choose like from the menu, you can choose like multiple fights, different fights, like what type of fights you want to see for the rankings. Like you can see here, you can see the speed running, the speed run rankings, and also you can also check out like individual player damage, as you can see here, for that specific fight, or you can even choose the jobs, to see like who is doing good damage in the region or in the specific turn in the specific fights. So it's basically kind of a ranking type of system we have here. That's basically FFLogs. I personally feel that it's a really good idea that someone make this page, to let us track all our individual numbers, progress. I feel that it's really cool in the beginning. Okay, now let's talk about what was FFLogs used for in the very beginning. Like, since when do we really start looking into how to use FFLogs? I would say for most of us, we start using, start analyzing the logs during the Gordius Turn tree, Living Liquid, where we have so much DPS walls, so much HP checks. We need to know specifically when to do what, when we should spend our cooldowns, our abilities, like trick attacks, etc., to get maximum numbers to deal with specific phases. So we went to FFLogs, and we look at, we used to look at how people do the fights. We will see how, say, a specific group handle the fight. When do they use certain abilities? When do they use trick attack, their potions? What type of setup they were using? When is the healer doing maximum DPS? Like, basically, we use it to analyze how to tackle the fight, how to optimize the fight. And I thought that was really cool because way back, everybody kind of uses the function of this website, and it kind of improve everybody's skill. It ninjas know when to use, like I said earlier, right? Ninjas know when to use which ability. Everybody knows when to use the ability. You know where your party is lacking DPS, and then you can adjust. You can look at various different groups, how they tackle the fight. If they have this setup, if they have lower DPS, how do they tackle the fight? You have a lot of different, everybody have different inputs that you can look into, and it kind of helped the community in terms already, because Living Liquid was the first gigantic war that a lot of raiders faced. So I thought that it's really, really cool that we have this website, and I kind of like FFLogs that time. I think it's a really, really good system, but sadly these days it's not what it has become. Okay, so enough sugarcoating. Let's go into the most important part. What have FFLogs become? If you're an FFLogs fan, I would urge you to just stop this video right here, because what I'm going to say in the next few minutes is going to be very bad, and you probably wouldn't like it, but I'm just stating the facts, or even more than what I feel about the website right now. So here we go, man. Like right now, FFLogs is all about how big your online ego is, aka EPIN. EPIN is, here's a definition in case people who doesn't know. You would do all or anything you could to raise the numbers, be it like, full requiem, double folds, if you're running black mages, or I don't know, man, triple folds, I don't know. And with your ninjas, more trick attacks, 2 trick attacks, 3, I don't know, man, 3, 4, 5, 6 trick attacks. And or maybe, your machinists, more hypercharges, 2 or 3, I don't know, as much as you can get, as long as it caters your number. And most importantly, balance. You can get 2 astrologian, 2 times the astrologian, 2 times the balance if you want, or 3 or 5 or 6. Some people even like go to the extent of, oh shit, why, can we reset? Oh, I didn't do my opener properly, can we reset? Oh my god, we didn't get enough balance, can we reset? You combine all these things, and here you have, a big, gigantic cheese collection, as long as you put all these cheese together, you should be able to get really pretty good numbers, respectable numbers, or big enough numbers. And I'll get my good friend here, Michael, to teach you how to put these cheese together to make a really good FFLogs, alright?
I'm here to show you how to make a 3 cheese blend for pizza. First you start with shredded mozzarella, then a shredded provolone, and then a freshly grated Parmesan. You mix them all together in the bowl. And then you can use it for your favorite pizza. That's how you make a 3 cheese blend for your pizza.
Okay, obviously that's not the only thing that is happening in FFLogs right now. Right now we also see a lot of people going for speed runs, this warrior of speeds. They are very competitive, getting nice clear times. But how they achieve the clear times, whether you are faster or seconds slower than the other groups, all comes down to, Orange Jesus, right? And maybe Sophia right here is the Orange Jesus because she's all about balance, right? And she even have a scale, right? Probably the scale full of balances, to see, who's gonna get more balance, which group is gonna get more balance, and then you can clear the runs faster, and then who will be faster than the others. It all depends on fucking balances, right? Another thing is when we used to do pulls, right? We used to be waiting for cooldowns, like mainly like long cooldowns like raging strikes, etc., right? But now that is fixed, and now guess what? We are all waiting for balance, the opening balance, so that you can do some balance spread before you can do a fight. And even if you were to go through the fight with, say, enough balances, sometimes for this speedrunner, it's still not good enough to beat the other group if they happen to have better RNG, better balance spread, etc., And then they're gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna do it all over again. It's unfair to them, that balance have to come into play so big a part in the FFLogs right now, And by now, if you haven't realized that what we have been talking the last minute or so, the key factor and the key thing that's affecting FFLogs right now is this thing right here. It's called a fucking astrologian, or astro-fucking-logian, whatever you like to call it. And it's about the astrologian and the number of balances. More balances, or even more balances, it's all just about this fucking balance card, And you should not be calling it FFLogs anymore. I mean, a lot of people have been saying that, yeah, it's not FFLogs anymore, it's Astrologian's log, right now, for these 3 months or 4 months, it's going to be Astrologian logs. But hey, you know what? If this were to really go on for, say, up to 4.0 or even 4.0 or beyond, hey, don't be surprised, man, that the owner of FFLogs, might change the name of FFLogs into Astrologian logs, So, people out there, you might as well start buying the domains astrologianlogs.com, astrologianlogs.net, Try to buy them early, man, just in case, the owner of FFLogs want to buy it, for billions of dollars, maybe that's a good business opportunity right there for you. Now, after what I've just covered, recently there is this new in thing that people is doing on these FFLogs, and you would never imagine that people would do it. It's called editing the logs. Like, dude, we have covered about the EPNs, we have talked about the cheese, we have talked about, balance being a big issue. People are still not satisfied. People actually edit logs. Like, you can see here, like, what the fuck? Dude, it's like your EPNs is huge enough, but you still feel that it's not huge enough, and you want to fucking use an E-Viagra right here. Like, are you guys fucking serious? And the worst is, even the JPs are doing log editing right now. Like, are you serious right now, dude? 你せろが作るのはダメですよ。ダメダメ。Alright guys, after everything said though, I'm not saying that FFLogs is bad, or people who wants to go for FFLogs is bad. You know, but I just feel that the most important thing is if you want to go for FFLogs, make sure you just don't cause any inconvenience, you know. Like for example, if your static is just a weekly clear static, you know, people who just want to clear for the week, then just go for it. Don't try too hard, you know. And if you want to go for FFLogs, Glory, etc., make sure that you let your static members know so that you guys are all on the same page while you guys go for the logs. Because I personally have seen people that have done things like, you know, I want FFLogs, but at the same time, I'm gonna spend my time achieving their logs at the expense of maybe overseeing some sort of healing, tanking, you know, for example, tanks, you know, going defenseless when they know that the healer can't take it, or healers trying to do DPS when they know that they have members in the group who is struggling with mechanics, you know, things like that. So if you want to go for FFLogs, make sure that you don't cause inconvenience. That's all I ask for. And if you happen to be one of those guys that totally neglect what I just said, like you going for DPS and at the same time you make people inconvenient, basically, oh, you know, I want to get FFLogs, so I don't want to do said mechanics, can you do it for me, you know, then you should reflect on yourself, man. Alright, that's all I want to say for this video. It's taking longer than I expected that it would be, so I'm really sorry that it takes this long. But this is just my thought about FFLogs. I mean, obviously my thought doesn't mean that it should be like this. But if you feel that, you know, things that I said are wrong, or you feel that there's some things that should be mentioned in this video but I didn't, make sure you drop it in the comment below so that we can talk about it in the future. For now, let's just hope that, you know, 3.4 or even 3.55 that's coming tomorrow is going to be great, because I mean, end of the day, we love the game, right? So let's hope for a better Final Fantasy 14 ahead of us. Alright man, guys, see you later. Cheers, man.